What's going on, everyone? So there's a lot of talks about the 2027. Lakers are waiting around for 2027, right? And yes, right, if the Lakers could land a Giannis or a Nikola Jokic, beautiful, right? But I've even said myself, like, I don't want the Lakers waiting around for that. And then if that doesn't happen, now you're scrambling, right? Lakers need to win, and they need to win now. Obviously, you still have LeBron James. Whatever ends up happening with LeBron, right now you have LeBron. Also, Luka Doncic doesn't have to sign an extension next month. So, like, this idea, and I talked about this in a video earlier, like, Lakers are trying to win regardless, right? Because, again, they're not going to run the risk of losing Luka Doncic. Lakers don't have 3 years to carve out and round out this roster to try to contend. Luka's not going to wait around that long. And at that point, even if he does sign the extension, he's going to be in a contract year. So if you're not winning a championship, he's leaving regardless, right? So Lakers are in this kind of win now mode. But that 2027 thing, I said, it doesn't make sense. Right? There's all these reports that the Lakers are preserving cap for 2020. Well, first it was 2026, and then it moved to 2027, right? Was what the Lakers were preserving cap for. But I was like, it doesn't make sense because look, if DeAndre Eaton works, you're paying him, right? And then Austin Reeves, you're going to have to pay. So let's say Austin Reeves could get as much as $50 million, right? Let's say he's willing to take $30 million. Right? That's still $30 million towards the cap that you're trying to preserve. So unless the Lakers are trading Austin Reeves in the next, 6 months or whatever by the trade deadline, preserving cap for 2027, it doesn't make sense. Right? Like, and then again, if DeAndre Eaton works, you're not going to want him to just walk. You're going to want to sign him to a new deal. So now you're probably signing him to $25 million a year. Right? So let's say you sign him. So now between Austin Reeves and DeAndre Eaton, you're paying out $50 to $60 million a year plus Luka's new contract, right? So where's the cap space in by 2027? You're probably not going to have that unless, again, you're trading Austin Reeves, and any star you get, probably not going to be able to just sign outright. Right? Like, even if the Nikola Jokic wants to come to Lakers are probably not going to be able to just sign him because Denver's not going to let him get into free agency. They would, if they don't believe that they can re-sign him, they're going to trade him. They're not going to just lose Jokic for nothing. Same thing with Giannis. Like, if Giannis really wants to leave and is going to leave somewhere else, they're probably going to end up trying to swap him. So let's say they do say, I want to go to the Lakers. Well, it's like, we got Austin Reeves and DeAndre Eaton. Here you go. And you bring in a Giannis or you bring in a Jokic, right? Like, hey, here's a better package than that. You could get worse, especially since he wants to come here, right? So even if that does happen and the Lakers could get a star, like, it's going to happen regardless, right? Like, if a star wants to come and play alongside Luka because LeBron leaves, that star is going to force their way to the Lakers to play with LeBron or play with Luka regardless. So I'm not really worried about that. But Jovan Buha recently kind of clarified and cleared up kind of that 2027 thing. And it really stems down to LeBron, and not in the like, oh, they're trading LeBron or anything like that. But no, like, they know LeBron only has another year, maybe 2. And they know when LeBron leaves, they need to be able to kind of round out a roster, right? So for example, this season, if LeBron just left, right? Let's say he didn't opt in and just left. Lakers would have only had, I think it's like 12 or 14 million in cap space. Like it's not a one for one. It's not a like for like, right? It's not like LeBron goes and leaves and now you have 50 million on your book or off your books to go and make and sign a new guy or two, right? No, it doesn't work that way, right? So, for example, the Lakers want to preserve, that's why the original 2026 and then it was moved to 2027 thing happened, was because it's like, hey, if LeBron leaves, we need to be able to replace, not saying necessarily a superstar, but like we need to be able to replace him with either multiple guys or a guy. So we need to have the cap flexibility in order to do that, right? So the Lakers are trying to kind of preserve, but they're still trying to win, right? Like Jovan Buha said, like they're still trying to make moves and trades and stuff. They want to compete right now. They just want to be mindful in the moves. They're trying to balance it out, right? Like that's why like Andrew Wiggins makes sense because his cap ends up fading off in 2027, right? Like they signed Ayton, right? But Ayton, right? If he's great next year, he could just leave, or the Lakers are going to have to pay him, right? Because he could opt out of his contract and then go elsewhere. The Lakers now have to pony up. So again, like Lakers are trying to win now. And I've talked about this, right? Like Lakers want to win right now because you need to appease Luka still. It's not as simple as like, oh, well, trade LeBron, get off of LeBron, whatever. Like, okay, that's great. But then Luka's going to be like, okay, well, what are we doing here? right? So you want me to trust that you're just going to build a contender in a year after we just lost to LeBron, right? Like, I need to see that. I'm not signing a contract and locking myself in long term unless I see that. So tell you what, when you do that, then I will sign my extension, right? Like, and the Lakers don't want that. Lakers want to get through to August. I think August 6th or something like that is when he can sign that new extension. They want to get to that extension. I think they'll get to that extent and then they'll figure everything else out, right? Like, try to get Luka on that extension, be like, look, we got Ayton, we got LeBron, we got, all this stuff. We have all these assets. We're going to make some other trades. We're going to make some other moves, try to convince them to sign that extension. Then once you have them on that extension, then I think you figure out, like, hey, what do you want to do with LeBron? What do you want to do with this? What do you want to do with that? Right? Like, how do we structure this? Like, what guys are you looking for us to go get, right? Like, get him locked up before you start going making some crazy moves. And then he's like, I don't like this. And we move out, right? Work with him rather than against him. But again, this idea like, oh, Lakers are, they're packing it up this year and just going in. No, again, Lakers just got DeAndre Eaton. I know it wasn't a trade. But look, if the Lakers would have landed him via trade, everyone would be screaming how the Lakers just like fleeced the league, right? Like, oh, Lakers are coming. They're cooking. That's it. Best team in all of basketball. But people are looking at this through a keyhole view. Right? They're looking at it as like, oh, DeAndre Eaton was bought out by the Portland. He didn't want to be in Portland. Right? Like, the guy, look at what he was doing in Phoenix. Right? Like, when he was on a contending team, when he was before him and Williams, right? Like, blanking on his name, but why they were kind of bumping heads. Right? It's just like, and again, he was there bumping back. Right? So it's not like they traded a DeAndre Ayton and then kept him around. No, they got rid of him too. Right? Like, they were like, okay, like, we're just gonna get rid of everybody. Right? Because it was toxic. It was messed up. Well, now he goes to a team like the Lakers and he needs to prove himself. Right? He's got Luka, which is the best guy that you could possibly have for him. You got a coach that's no nonsense, that's gonna be on his behind. You have that, coach that has a relationship with Ayton and Scott Brooks, right? You have you have the coaching staff necessary in order. Nate McMillan, there we go. You have Nate McMillan to, again, kind of, hey, like, he's seen every type of personality there is. He knows how to deal with that, right? So again, like, I like where the Lakers are at right now. Do they still need moves? Absolutely. Are the Lakers a perfect team? Absolutely not. But no team is a perfect team. Right? There's flaws on every one of these teams. Right? Like, OKC just got super expensive. What does that team look like in a year? Yeah, they might go back-to-back this year, but they might not. Hasn't happened since the Warriors in 2018 or whatever, right? Like, again, it's just, it's one of those things where if you're the Lakers, you have to continue to be patient. I know people don't like me saying like, oh, be patient. But what's the alternative, right? Look what patience has gotten them. In the last 4-6 months, whatever, they've gotten Luka Doncic and DeAndre Ayton. If any other team in the league would have done that, we'd all be screaming that, oh, look, Lakers are sucked, they trash, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. But the Lakers get those two guys and everyone's like, oh, Lakers are trash now. Oh, okay. Right? That's what okay, well, we'll see. We'll see how trash they are. We'll see how good or ungood they are. Right? Like, the narrative is just hilarious to me. But I'm glad Jovan Buha kind of cleared up like the 2027 thing, right? Like, the Lakers, it's not that they're packing it in to preserve all this cap space for 2027. They just know their time with LeBron is limited. Whether he gets traded this year or he leaves next year or whatever, right? They know this year's probably the last year for LeBron. At best, they might have him for 2 more years, this year and next, right? Which would lean him up to 2027. So they want to be able to have that cap preserved, so that way they can go and do that. They can go get that guy or guys to bring in to kind of help better balance out Luka, right? Maybe you spend a year kind of seeing how Reeves and Luka is before you go and pony up, and then in 2027 there are all those guys. But the Lakers still want to make moves. They still want to make trades. They still want to do things. Again, if the Lakers didn't want to do anything, why would they be in conversations to try to go get guys like Andrew Wiggins? Right? Why would they be in conversations to try to go upgrade the roster? Right? We hear it regularly. Whether the trades actually get done or not, that's 2 very different things. Right? Because again, it takes 2 teams to tango. Like, we all would love if Rob Pelinka could pick up the phone and be like, hey, we're giving you this, and this for that guy. All right, good, click. And that's it. And the trade's done. It doesn't work that way. right? Opposing teams have to be willing to work with you. They have to be willing to give you the price that makes sense for you. And right now, you look at things like Andrew Wiggins, doesn't make sense. Like Andrew Wiggins doesn't fit. He doesn't make sense if you're trying to do this long-term, right? Like, oh, we're not trying to win or do anything right now. Right? Andrew Wiggins makes sense if you're trying to win right now and still maintain that flexibility going forward with a guy like LeBron James potentially on his way out, right? Whichever way that they go about it. So I'm glad that the idea of the Lakers, oh, they're just kind of trying to get through the season. Why? The West is still wide open. Right? Like Lakers were the 3 seed last year without a center. And everyone was like, oh, if they get Mark Williams, they're winning the championship. And now you got DeAndre Eaton, who's better than Mark Williams. And all of a sudden, Lakers are trash. And you're going to have a healthy, motivated Luka Doncic. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Right? A month ago, we were like, oh, if the Lakers trade for DeAndre Ayton, they're the best team in basketball. And then they go and they get him for free. And everyone's like, oh, it's because DeAndre Ayton's trash. So what is it? Right? So if we traded for him, he's great. But if we sign him for free, he's trash. Okay. Right? Like, anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me not. So we enjoy these types of videos and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.